turn to dust in front of what stands everything in me you trust.
What's going on, everybody? Jake, aka Countdown ended. NXT Showdown. That's right. Filled with energy tonight. NXT versus TNA. It's a draw for Showdown. That's right, October 7, 2025. I am your lunatic, the crazy and lack of sleep as ever, Jake, aka Countdown Ended, here live with the Into Somewhere review, featuring the one, the only, the amazing Unidark. Go ahead and check out their latest album, Satan Icon, on Bandcamp, all in the description box down below. That's right, here to welcome the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Cody Onidi 316.
Give me a hell yeah.
What's going on?
What a
NXT
night.
was a hell of a show tonight. What a night, indeed. It was a great show.
Super entertaining. A bit messy.
Loved it.
But so entertaining. Loved it.
I loved it as well, and I can't wait to get into this. There's a few nitpicking things I'll get into because Mr. Negativity has to show up once in a while. But overall, this was a great show that you have to be positive about.
No, absolutely. This was a ton of fun. Had probably one of the best matches I've seen in quite some time on NXT, and that's NXT Weekly TV, I should say. Mustafa Ali took one of the craziest bumps ever with one of the most unique and just totally f***ing crazy finishes. Totally unorthodox.
So.
Did not expect that. Was hoping he won, but hell,
Page and Mustafa Ali was definitely match of the night.
that was incredible. The women killed it. They had quite a few botches throughout the night. The tag match in the opening was solid. A few gifts and gaffes here and there, but overall we got through it.
Like
and,
the Survivor Series tag team matches are like good, but like they're Survivor Series tag team matches. They're not gonna be mind blowing. Like
the announcement,
elimination tags. Or
you brought that up. The announcement they made was a little bit unfortunate. They went to announce Kalani Jordan as the winner. They said, and your winner team, but they never finished the announcement. So really they didn't spoil anything, but they were going to announce her as the winner and Team NXT and your
the ring
sole survivor.
Paying attention there and what's happening to the match. I don't know.
But it's funny because that wasn't the team that was going to win. So it wasn't like they did the TNA gaff with Team 3D years ago where they announced them the winners beforehand and they're like, oh, they really did win. So we'll see what comes of it. But holy hell, this was a lot of fun. I am very elated with the just the quality of TV we got tonight. Really, really happy with how this turned out because, as we know, NXT Showdown, the WWFE and WCW Invasion angle. Invasion was the beginning of it. People forget that. They always think that that was the conclusion. Looking back, a little bit of rose-tinted glasses. Oh, that's when the real Stone Cold. No, we got a long way to go for that. Invasion was, wasn't great, but Showdown certainly makes up for that memory. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. That's right, more tired than ever, but the most alive I've sounded. Thanks. I need to be sponsored by something, anybody at this point. Cody, what the fuck?
Yo.
Everything has a subscription now. Everything. Literally everything.
Everything does have a subscription.
So
like
in
I was
order,
telling you, I think a subscription will have a subscription just to be able to get a subscription.
I was going to edit scenes and stuff and prepare things for the live show. I had to do this and record a new one. And we went ahead and ran into a snafu. My license ran out as of midnight last night. Thankfully, it didn't kick us off because we're already live. But they sent me a kindly worded email asking for their shekels. And I was like, I don't have money. So we had to figure it out. So I applied for a type of sponsorship. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It's interesting. They think they give you a link and stuff. So we'll see what the future holds. But you got to have the subscription so you can have the program that allows you to go live. Then, you need the YouTube partner stuff. So then you got to have the program that allows you to edit stuff. So you got to pay for that. Then, if you want to do the music stuff, you got to pay for that. Then, you want to go ahead and use any type of communication to have co-hosts. Well, you got to pay for the service. every single step. Subscription. Even the fridge has a damn subscription. Joking around before, but
You were
no,
blaming
seriously.
me.
Yeah. Go make us some goddamn money. It's not that hard.
I should have.
These
put a
streets
subscription on
we're
this
suffering
YouTube
here.
channel, huh?
You're betraying me like Trick Williams did tonight, Team NXT.
I like it.
I'm just letting everybody watch for free, so can't hate on me too much. I should be making people subscribe.
Yeah, and then
With
you
a
got to pay for the
fee
weed to
a month.
handle all this shit to get live and do it.
That's true, but a lot of our money goes to medical
right.
stuff for Ben. How is Ben doing? Update, daily update on Ben.
Last the nurse said, he's not talking still. He's a bit catatonic. He rings his bell a lot. But smiling. It's got to count for something. I don't know if he's just shitting himself or...
Does his face move or...
Enough.
To the point where you think he's alive? Did you check if he was breathing?
The chest was moving. Could have been the Halloween decorations. I don't know. Regardless, it is spooky season. We do have our spooky dookie here. Every poop in October is a spooky dookie, so don't scare the shit out of yourself. They tried to do that tonight. A leg drop that went awry early on in the tag match. A couple of wrong announcements. Some missed moonsaults and whatnot. But all in all, they made some stars tonight. They really did. Mustafa Ali is a heel. But that entire match did everything in its power to put him over as a gigantic babyface. When he's ready to go back to the light side, he's got a big calling for him. I did have the feeling that it was rushed tonight, yes, and I concur with the chat there for that. It was a little pull the trigger here, hurry, let's go, I'm coming kind of thing. But hey, at least we went ahead and got ourselves quite an entertaining night. I'm not sure if they were having like production issues in the back or what, but a lot of it was like, because before Mustafa Ali, they had, just like somebody else's intro playing. And the one thing I will say about the overarching narrative of NXT versus TNA, it's a showdown. We're at a stalemate. It's a draw. They're still able to coexist and work together, but there's that tension there. They want their titles back. We saw Kalani Jordan get called the turncoat. The turncoat mafia exists once again. The Hardy Boys now have our tag titles on the NXT side, so historic night for them. One final table this weekend, Bound for Glory. You and I, tomorrow night, into Somewhere Weekly, will be going ahead and previewing all 9 matches at Bound for Glory. I am super excited for this show this upcoming Sunday. But before Sunday, we have Saturday, Crown Jewel. That's right, Perth, Australia at the RAC Arena. Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Men's Crown Jewel Championship, Tiffany and Stephanie for the women's. We got Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight, Io and Rhea against the Kabuki Warriors, and then, of course, the creme de la creme, AJ Styles taking on the retiring John Cena. I'm excited. It starts at 8 a.m. Eastern. We'll be live as soon as the show concludes this Saturday for our review. This Friday morning, we'll be doing a Cup of Java review and hangout. So go ahead and join us early this Friday morning for the international viewing of SmackDown. We'll be doing our review way early in the morning, 10 a.m. I believe is when it'll be going off on the East Coast for international audiences on Netflix. And then we'll be just hanging out with you guys. So make sure you go ahead and tune in for that. I did try to tune in briefly to Dynamite. I know they had a battle of the Kyles, Kyle Fletcher versus Kyle O'Reilly. Real foregone conclusion there.
O'Reilly? I'm sorry.
Then they had Orion Auto Parts and no partner. He got destroyed, and then the Young Bucks came out and beat the shit out of Jack Perry and Luchasaurus, and they're going to have a match at Wrestle Dream. Yeah.
Did they ever explain why they're back together yet?
Nostalgia.
Oh, is that what they said?
People were clamoring for it. Did you not hear the audience just constantly be like, we want Jurassic Express? I don't know if they just really missed Baltimore, because that song, Tarzan Boy, holds a special spot in my heart, you know? I had that on CD. Oh, I played that out repeatedly, so that's right.
Well,
We've got
get
our
me
cup of
interested
Java
by
only.
explaining. Hear me once more. By explaining why you're back together. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know it.
Yeah, that would make sense, but we don't get that. Story be damned.
I just thought it would be great for you AEW sickos to have it all.
Maybe they'll have another another thumbtack match. We'll see. But Mercedes Moné had a very disappointing open challenge. I guess people were not excited with that either. Can't really blame them. They set it up, and then they said it was going to be a local, and everyone kind of went wild with it, with how the speculation was. But it was Lacey Lane, which isn't terrible, but it's not a big name that most of the audience is going to know. The sickos might have been entertained, but Twitter was not. NXT trending worldwide, number 3 overall. Good for them to go ahead and command such a strong audience tonight. I am curious to see what all the changes to the Nielsen ratings and how ratings work, what's happening going forward, but we'll see what comes of it. Again, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell. Preview and predictions tomorrow. Crown for Glory, as we're going to call it, because we got Crown Jewel and Bound for Glory. So Bound for Glory is going to be a hell of a time. And then, of course, I will be recording with Spaz for the State of Wrestling. 2 massive shows, Wednesday and Thursday. So I will be on his channel at the Spaz Phoenix Podcast YouTube channel, and where all podcasts can be found. Again, all links in the description box down below. Got to have an Australian street fight down under. Tomorrow, we'll also talk about the Karrion Kross and Scarlett interview that's bringing up tales and claims of misogyny with WWE in the back. We're going to go ahead and talk about that. We'll also talk about superstars extending their contracts. Xavier Woods, 39-year-old New Day member, signed a multi-year extension. So we'll talk about him and others carrying on with the WWE brand, as well as predictions for both shows. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. NXT Showdown. NXT versus TNA, whatever you want to call it. It was taking place at the WWE Performance Center, October 7th, 2025, on the CW network. That's a mouthful. Woo. Vic Joseph, Booker T on commentary. They started it off making it feel huge. The Performance Center crowd is always usually very entertaining. They're well mic'd. But these guys, they were doing the wave. They were so interactive. More at times during the commercial breaks. I was using the VPN, and they went quite often to the "we'll be right back" instead of just continuing to show the match, the entrances, whatever. So still not great on the NXT side, but a lot of "we'll be right back." Do. You know, you got that music playing in the background. Everybody's just hanging out as you're waiting.
To it at least.
No, it wasn't like the fun kind. It's like the tedious. It's only like a 5-second note, and it just repeats over. Like it's very like it just
make something work out of it.
Yeah, they gotta get fucking. Come on.
I think honestly that's one of the greatest side segments out there.
That's right, NXT. We'll be right back with NXT now. So they managed to go ahead and kick this off with a very, very loaded episode with the loaded theme for the Hardys. The Hardy Boys come out. Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, Bully Baby, and Devon. Team 3D in the audience, in the front row, scouting their talent, showing up for TNA. Next to Carlos Silva, the TNA president. We go ahead and get all 4 members of Dark State coming out for this tag match. Now, 2 of them are supposed to be in the match. The other 2 banned from ringside. Everyone banned. Everybody's banned. God damn it.
Everybody. Fuck.
I order it.
What about me?
No, I'll keep you. So, as the short said today that we did put up this evening, I wanted to fire you. I just can't.
Why not?
That fucking lawyer and that contract.
So what if I just quit instead?
Can't either. Remember, the paradox. We'll figure that one out. But Dark State, they end up pulling a shield maneuver where they surround the outside. And here's the thing, they didn't look overly great in this match here. Dark State has not had an amazing run so far. They started off very interesting as a Shield-esque clone. They had the, the skull bandanas and all right, what are we getting? Kind of a hacker thing, kind of behind the scenes conspiracy. Hey, we're the new guys. We're going to show up Nexus style, take everybody down. Little bit of retribution in there. Maybe even a little bit of evolution, no? Line in the sand. Come on, Lemmy. Gargles with battery acid every morning to get that tone. They end up basically giving us Osiris Griffin and Dion Lennox. I would have preferred Sugars and Cutler's stay, even when Cutler James and all his remarks. Just saying, all the times that he wants to take it from behind.
Whoa.
That's him, not me. He said it. They right away, Griffin, he missed a big leg drop, and it showed. Matt laid down after the fact. I don't know if he was supposed to go down with the leg. He didn't, or he was waiting for the leg to actually take him down. Dion basically blind tags in and saves him from a twist of fate early on. They keep just using the best strategy Dark State knows, and that is the split in the ring, hold the power, keep them away from tagging, and that's exactly what this match was. It was mostly Jeff Hardy in peril trying to recover enough that he could tag in his brother. Brother Nero needed the true Matt, and the broken one sitting over there trying to get in eventually. We see a whisper, the wind, and finally Jeff, he gets both of them with it, and he gets Matt with the hot tag. He hits Dion with the side effect. Eventually, we see Matt get out of the electric chair, punches to get out of it. He hits him with a big twist of fate with the reversal, tags out, and he hits Dion with a twist of fate. Jeff comes in, hits a swanton bomb. 1, 2, 3. And new NXT Tag Team Champions while still retaining their TNA Tag Team titles. No chicanery, no fuckery. This was perfect. Now, they're 1-0 on the TNA side. We didn't know where it was going to land. I could only be Nostradamus so often. My prediction, I was predicting 2-2 was going to be a stalemate. Right down the middle. You had said a clean sweep, which would have been interesting either which way, but we couldn't do much with Dark State, really. And now they feel like a very heavy afterthought. Like, you guys got the titles.
Well, I knew the Hardys were winning. That's why I was going from there.
I had a 90% inkling, thought, intuition, gut feeling that the Hardys were winning. Yes. It felt that way. That's why I had predicted it to be such. But there was 10% of me that said, what if? What if it's a ruse and they don't want any titles on the Hardys to go against Team 3D so they can give Team 3D the win maybe instead of the Hardys retaining the titles because Team 3D is not going to be wrestling more matches. Now that they're the champions of both, do the titles have to be on the line? Like, it makes it a little bit more murky. Yeah. So I was curious what they would do. And it was a slightly underwhelming match, but still delivered. Historic moment for Team Hardy. The crowd was erupting for them and elated to see them win. Overall, a fun match. You're never disappointed with the Hardys, honestly. Jeff can still go a little bit more than Matt, but they're both still kicking ass, especially for their ages and what their bodies have been through. Somebody just put up like a 10-second highlight of like every gigantic leg drop that Matt Hardy's done. It was like, doosh, 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 like, rapid succession. And you see him jumping off of scaffolds and ladders and cages and compressing his spine over and over and over again. I mean, this doesn't, I'm not trashing AEW. I'm trashing the Hardys at that point. They weren't in a great state. Jeff just had his, exit from WWE. People weren't sure if he was using or why he ran out of the arena at that point, but they were kind of out of WWE no more. And, the DUI happened not long before that. So Jeff wasn't looking great. Since leaving AEW, they've kind of found their resurgence in TNA. That you could even say like, hey, look, they found a Lazarus pit. They have resurrected themselves and It's an Easter weekend miracle. Look at these boys. They're the saviors of the tag division.
Did they ever say why he walked out on that match in WWE? I forgot.
He did do several interviews. He was very like cavalier and cryptic on it, just being like, I was done. So he was just pissed off and in a mood. Went through the fans and left. So what was good, they kept some of the entrances in the commercial break spots, but I wish they just could have done like the first hour commercial free or something. You know, it would have been good, especially for one of the two matches. We get the ladies match up next. Team NXT. JC Jane, the captain, with Sol Ruka, the Soul Snatcher, Jada Parker, and Lola Vice. Goddamn. They're taking on Team TNA. Kalani Jordan over there, the women's TNA knockout champ. Cassie and Jesse, the former Iconics, now the Inspiration. And Mara Sade, Shakara Jackson. Shouldn't Lash have been on the other side then instead of Jada? Regardless. This was damn good. This was highly entertaining. It's hard to go bit by bit with this one and give you a full moment to moment. But overall, everyone got to look damn fantastic in this for moments they got to shine. Yes, there were a few snafus, as we said much later in the match. You know, Kalani gets the pin to bring things forward for her team, and they announce it just as the victory for her team, and then she stops, realizes, and then announces the elimination. They had some missed moonsaults, missed moments, but my only complaint, legitimately, because I don't count botches, shit happens when and wrestling's not supposed to be perfect or pretty. If you hit it every time, it doesn't always look effective. I want you to miss every now and again. That's why I don't like the word botch. Like, someone misses a move, I don't consider that a botch. That's part of wrestling. You attempted something, it didn't go as planned. That's a reality. That's not a botch. If you go and like crumple onto the ground and you two go to pick each other up and you fall, or Undertaker gets knocked and landed on his neck and almost breaks it, that's a botch.
Yeah.
Goldberg damn near killed me. I'm telling you, my friend. This was a ton of fun. Eventually, Kalani Jordan gets a split leg and moonsault on JC Jane for a 7 count. Should have had that sealed, but my one complaint with all of it, Jordan Grace was not a great ref.
7 count.
She did her job well, but not excellent. She the very first elimination, that was a fast count. And that could always be called back on as an issue. Oh, she counted fast for them. She did. So I wasn't thrilled with that. And it wasn't an intentional, like, oh, she did it planned fast. She was just, her cadence is too quick. And the girls had a kind of difficult time kicking out at 2 9/10 like they planned, because she was counting a little bit faster of a cadence than the normal 1, 2, 3.
3, yeah.
So she's got to get that down. She could do 100 push-ups in 3 minutes, but
screwed up and stuff. But
she struggles counting to 3.
But
I could only count to 4.
Not the best ref in the world.
No, not breaking the bank or the mold with this one. But everyone really got their chance to look dominant. JC Jane and Jordan, basically, they were hitting everybody with neck breakers and massive kicks. JC went on a tear, and when she is, this is one thing they did show tonight. They perfectly encapsulated and showcased different stars, their talents, but they also showed different sides of people. Mustafa Ali is currently a heel, but cheered like a babyface. JC Jane got cheers. They were chanting JC's name. It shows that she will work as a babyface and she will be effective. JC was pretty much one of the best damn things in this match. Her selling was fucking fantastic. Her movements were unbelievable. Everything she did was super effective. I mean, that dive, that cannonball senton that she did to the outside was nuts. She really just was a standout here. Eventually, Mara hits Jada with the X Factor, and she goes for the moonsault. She gets a hit, but she doesn't quite land it. You see Joe Hendry talking to the NXT team, trying to prep them, but say his name. He doesn't need to appear. He's in the back. He's already ready.
Say his name, man.
Up here.
Marisade basically rolls up Jada Parker and eliminates her. And then into somewhere. Holy hell. Soul Ruka.
The Soul Snatcher.
Soul Snatcher out of nowhere.
The Soul Snatcher, because I think it could come out of anywhere.
Out of where? I think you muted yourself.
Marisade is eliminated. Then we go ahead and we get Team TNA just working on cutting the ring in half as well, taking a move from Dark State. Booker T being part of the original invasion, they're talking about how that worked out. So it was cool to have him on commentary there, sharing his knowledge throughout the night. Eventually, Lola Vice, she got Lee out with the spinning back fist, takes her out, and then Lola puts on her choke on McKay there, so she's out. Jess is now down. The Iconics are no more. The Inspiration is not inspiring. They try to cause a bit of an issue on the outside. That's when, Kalani could have had it won. Jordan misses the pin, but eventually, she gets back in it. Kalani Jordan hits Lola Vice with a big slam, angle style, gets the elimination there. And, eventually Soul runs in and she blocks a 450 splash with her knees. It was a little sloppy, but it was still effective. And then she hits another Soul Snatcher.
The Soul Snatcher.
But JC Jane, the ever-loving heel, can't be babyface his entire match. Tags herself in, steals the pin. 1, 2, 3. Hell of a lot of fun. Loving this.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. There were a few slip-ups, but nothing that destroyed this match. People will probably complain about it more in the echo chamber that is the IWC, but really, it was fun as hell. It was chaotic. It was a frenzy. It was just that type of chaos we need, and controlled chaos. There were so many spots that they had here that were greatly called and executed. And that's kind of the thing I was saying before. I got a little distracted, but the overarching narrative and the overarching narrative always of NXT is that it's the Attitude Era booking style. It really is, because who's it being booked by? Shawn Michaels. It's his humor. It's DX kind of silly stuff. Like, think about the DX skits. They were usually like extremely childish, but that's what made them funny. Like, they were so immature to see Triple H and Shawn and China jumping around like fucking 12-year-olds in puberty. It was ridiculous, but that's what made it work, because he was basically showing no respect to any authority. So we kind of get things there that still are somewhat nonsensical, but yet funny. Matt Cardona is in the back talking to Ava, saying he wants a match, and she's kind of getting mad at him for getting involved last night. He's like, I just wanted to help TNA. I couldn't be on the team. I'm always ready. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. So Josh Briggs is barging in after Matt said he wanted the match. And
I have a question, though.
Yes.
Off topic. NXT is taped next week, right? Or...
I don't believe so. Why?
No? Weren't they going to be in Australia or something? Or
not NXT. So
no, not NXT.
No. We'll have it with Raw as well, but not NXT. So yeah, we got him hiding behind the door, the broski himself. So Matt Cardona is behind the door. In walks in his future opponent, right? So fun to see there, but it was a silly thing. Matt Cardona, Josh Briggs next week. He thanks Ava. I like how you do things in NXT. Funny.
I like how I called before we went on air, Josh Briggs, Jordan Grace for a second when I was just reading something on Twitter trying to talk to you. That was funny. That was funny. Yeah.
Trying. But here's the thing, this just
trying.
worked.
I can't read.
This worked from top to bottom because it's silly, and it can be silly. It doesn't have to be serious. They have serious moments with the silly with it. All the stuff later on with Lexus King and Dr. Wagner Jr., not the third. And he goes ahead and gets confronted by Lexus. So they've got a match next week. Lexus King thinks he's Tavion Heights, but then Tavion comes around the corner when Wagner leaves, and he's like, wow, that's a cool trick. What's going on here? This is crazy. Lexus King, shout out to him. Glad to see him there on TV tonight. He just lost his brother recently, so terrible, terrible stroke of luck. I'm so sorry again. Send our condolences. Glad you were there tonight to entertain. They start Mustafa Ali's "I'ma Go Hard" theme, and then they go into his Order 4 theme. This is the match we were waiting for from Into Somewhere. I was excited for this. I wanted this match in the worst way to end with the words "and new." I would have liked to have seen TNA sweep just for that reason, but we're 1-1 at this point in time. Tag for TNA, the women's for NXT. All Ego Ethan Page, the North American champion, comes out holding his
you
title
let me know
high.
it right away, and you let me hear it. Like, as soon as that NXT won that first match, that women's Survivor Series, you're like, no sweep, haha, bitch.
Exactly. I couldn't let you get away with it, motherfucker. I told you from the get-go, we're not having no clean sweep here.
And somehow I got fined lots of money because I was just wrong. I don't know. Like,
I
sometimes
told you,
predictions can be wrong.
get it right. It's that simple.
Then I'm like, I didn't want to follow the script for once, and you're like, follow the fucking script I sent you, you stupid motherfucker.
It's not that hard. We're on page 7, right? We got to go ahead and get through the last bit of the list here, and then we're all set, see? Well, all right. That was random. I don't know. Everything kind of shut down for a second and restarted. Let's just pretend like the power in the house didn't just go out for half a second.
Why did it say it?
We didn't lose the computer. This surge bar is pretty fucking amazing because it has a backup power supply in it. But I'm surprised the router didn't go. Weird. So, granted...
Did you feed Ben? I told you he gets all crazy if you don't.
It's the nurse's job. I know he's probably banging on the router.
What? Did he do that before?
He wasn't too happy. But
who's the nurse? You never told me we have to pay a nurse as well.
We're not. Medicare. Somebody from the state. I just hit apply. Somebody showed up. Granted.
What did you give him? Tylenol?
No, I'm not gonna make that man fucking totally retarded. That's not my principle. This match, motherfucker, was amazing. From top to bottom, these two were ready. They were ready to lay it all out here. He said Ali is looking for retribution. Good little line there. And getting his first WWE Championship. Because he never even got the Cruiserweight title. I didn't realize that. I thought he was Cruiserweight Champion in my mind for some reason. He got so many great near fall moments and came back. At one point in time, though, he goes ahead and hits a big tornado DDT. And then he gets up on the top rope, but look at that. He takes him down and slams himself into the ropes. And that's when he slams Ali's face on the outside into the ring post. And holy shit, did he sell this. He got thrown into the corner turnbuckle like he was a missile. And, we were back in the Iraq War. Just target acquired. Ba-boom. Holy shit. It was nuts. He was raring to go. He was having it.
What?
I mean, that was pretty crazy. He was...
I will catch you if you're still on.
Yes, indeed, sir.
Tuesdays.
I know, but thank you so much for being here, Cody. I appreciate it greatly. We'll be there tomorrow for Into Somewhere Weekly. They can find you at Cody_Oneedy 3_316, on Instagram.
Indeed,
and
they can.
At Judgment Day Era on the Twitters and on YouTube. Better have that gaming content ready, or God
or
damn
what?
it. Oh, I swear.
Stop finding me. Oh man.
Go record. All right.
Okay, I'll
Thank
get
you,
down
sir.
to it. See ya.
Well, what's your final rating for NXT? Let's get your number out there.
I'm gonna give tonight an 8 out of 10.
Wow. Damn.
Did I just say
Blew
something
me
positive?
away. I'm shocked. Whew.
Now you're gonna give me
My heart can't
drug
take
test,
that
aren't
one.
you?
Possibly, but we'll see what comes of it. You know, we'll see what we find.
You know it.
On the way out too.
Crazy.
Crazy indeed. Thank you, sir, for being
Later,
here.
baby.
Stay sexy. I could not believe some of the spots in this match. There was one where he gave Ali a big boot, and then the way Ali flipped himself inside out, head over heels, you got the shin hit for the crack of it. Oh, and what a whip crack that was. That was a hell of a, like, blown away with the sell on this. Then he kicks out at 2, does a quick little pop-up, but he's still, you know, punch drunk and totally goofy-footed. So he's wobbly, then eventually falls down, but he sells it so well that it doesn't look silly. It's not ridiculous like Flair when he would flop. And, you know, this was like, holy shit. He used every bit of energy he had to kick out there. He got back to his feet, but he's done. He's beat. Then he finds a way, and holy shit. I mean, that was, they said, never mind super snake eyes. That was an anaconda eyes. It was the biggest boot I've seen and probably one of the best sells. Ali then hits him with a drop kick and a big Yakuza kick. And then he flips him out in the corner. And that's when he smashes his face into the buckle. Like I said, a fucking missile into the corner. Nuts. Holy hell. We go ahead and we get him talking to the ref. The ref wants him to bring it back. And that's when Ali was able to hit Paige with that big tornado DDT for a great near fall. Goes to the top rope. He's going to do the 450, but Paige dodges it. And Ali rolls up Paige. Another 2 count. They're fighting off each other. And he gets the Eagle's Edge, but no, he can't get it off. Ali reverses it into a Poison Rana. Gets another near fall. 1-2. So he's going to get it. Gets him with a super kick. Knocks him to the outside. And then, with the craziest hurricane run, until, like I said, it dumped him to the outside. This suicide dive that he hits not only launches himself over and past the announce table, but then, you know, Paige is able to take a back bump over the top of the table and back over to the back of it. The crowd is blown away. They're chanting, holy shit. And this leads to one of my new favorite, convoluted or not, finishes. This was so inventively creative. While Ali is under the table the entire time, we think recovering, he's wrapping Booker T's headset around his ankle. Because it was a planned spot to you know, break the magic. Sorry. I'll get sued for that one. But he then climbs to the top rope, and the fans are trying to let him know. All the fans in unison, oh, Ali, your leg, the headset. And what's so great about it, Booker T is mid-sentence. The way they executed this could not have been any more perfect. Ali is going up to the top, and Booker T's, you know, oh my God, the headset gets ripped off from him, off of his face. As the cable's wrapped around his ankle, Ali climbs to the top. He's going to hit him, but he notices, so he's trying to untangle himself, and that's when Ethan Page takes advantage of it and shoves him backwards. Ali takes a horrific back body bump from the top rope off the back to the floor. Wow. Totally, like, just incredible. Yeah, that had to hurt like hell. He lands. It had to hurt. Oh God. He's beaten here. Gets taken back in and hits him with a twisted grin. And Ali, it's not your day, bud. Should have been, but Ethan Page, 15 minutes almost, defeats Mustafa Ali in one of my more, you know, favorite matches of this year on NXT TV. Oh my God, Ali working as a babyface, you know, de facto babyface the whole time. Oh my God, this is great. He has the people in the palm of his hand. WWE needs to feature him more. I would love to see him become the North American champion. I hope we see a rematch eventually, maybe even at Halloween Havoc. We'll see. But this is not the last we'll see of Mustafa Ali. That's for damn sure. The man amazes me every time. So really, really great. He's just one of the all-around like best sellers. That big boot, the corner, you know, his head into the turnbuckle, the way he sells the DDTs, like every bit of it. you believe it hurts because it does hurt, but it hurts a hell of a lot more than you know. He makes it look like it hurts a hell of a lot more than it does, and then just in time for spooky season, as we said, we've got the one, the only Halloween Havoc returning, as I just mentioned. So we're gonna have a battle royal next week, and see who's gonna be JC Jane's #1 contender opponent at Halloween Havoc. So TNA was invited by Ava via Santino in the back at the end to see who wants to be #1 contenders. So we'll see what happens there. And then we're getting Zarya taking on Blake Monroe. God damn, that's going to be a good one. Excited for that. Sol Ruka, Blake Monroe, take my money, even though it's free, whatever. And we get to the men's, the highlight of the night, right? The main event. Ready to do it, baby. Ben, no, it's they fed you earlier, dude. Like,
No.
yeah, no, you can't have more food. After, I will blend up another cheeseburger. Just let me.
No.
Oh, Jesus. Cody leaves me and then leaves me with this guy. I cannot have him find us any more interns. Again, we are looking for active interns on Into Somewhere. So if you would like to volunteer, send us your portfolio and hit us up on email, countdownended@gmail.com. Team NXT, Ricky Saints, Hot Starks. Trick Williams, gotta have the man in there, of course. He's the co-captain.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
I want this fucking jersey that they wore. Saints comes out with the NXT's got the C for the captain on it. These jerseys are great. You know, black and gold. It's kind of a Steelers look, but damn it, is this good. I'm surprised no Obafemi on this show at all. He lost the title. People are thinking he's going to be answering Sami Zayn's open challenge this Friday on SmackDown and becoming the new United States champion. We'll see. We'll be talking about that and more into Summer Weekly. So, Bound for Glory, Crown Jewel. Crown for Glory, that's right. So, we got Team NXT as well. Miles Bourne, Javon Evans taking on Team TNA. Mike Santana leading the pack with Frank Kazarian in the house. Moose is out there with Leon Slater. The UFO has landed. Again, without going totally bit for bit, this was damn good, and they knew it. They knew what they were going to execute. Not as much excitement as they had in the women's, but still really well wrestled, and a very, very fun story overall. It was basically about the betrayal. Ricky Saints getting screwed again, and everybody from NXT getting screwed by Trick Williams. They could have won, but Trick walks out on Ricky in the end. Miles and Javon get eliminated in less than stellar ways. You know, at least in the women's side, I feel like they got more to do with each other. The men's, I mean, Kazarian just basically pins Miles with his legs up the first time. Joe catches it, but then he hits the leg drop, and that was it. Pins him. He was like, all right, you got the cutter pin. Okay, all right. And eventually Slater hit Javon with a springboard crossbody. So I think that's going to lead to something with them with Bound for Glory, you think? Of course. That's going to be a hell of an X Division battle. Then we go ahead and, we've got Team TNA still fighting with Trick at this point. He hasn't abandoned us yet. Saints goes ahead and he blocks that crossface into a pin for the elimination. Go ahead and taking out Kazarian there. Now, we've got Leon trying to take down Ricky. Gets a near fall, but Saints comes back up with the chop so hard, Gunther approves. Right, Cody? I'm so alone. Granted, that's when Saints use the knees. He blocks the Swanton 450, hooks the leg, gets the elimination on Slater. But then he's getting the boots to Moose. And Moose gets up, hits that beautiful signature drop kick, and gets a big Uranagi, running senton. Saints is able to reverse a powerbomb into an amazing DDT cell. Love it. About 4 minutes left, so you know things are going to be moving pretty quick at this point in time. You got 2 men left because now Trick's is getting the hell out of there. So Trick's no more. He's done with it at this point in time. He leaves Ricky high and dry. 2-on-1 now, and that's it. Moose, he accidentally hit Santana with a spear, so Saints gets the 2 count on Mike Santana. Crowd goes nuts for this, but that's when Moose hits the pop-up powerbomb. Santana gets to spin the block. I want to spin your block tonight. All right. Gets the victory. Team TNA defeats Team NXT via pinfall to win the Survivor Series style elimination match. Goddamn. Expected finish. Really how I thought it was going to be. I don't think this was overbooked. I don't think it was bad having Trick walk out. I don't think they needed to protect any champion. Like, I think they did a great job. It's okay that Ricky lost. It makes sense. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of champions losing at all time, but this made sense. They were fighting for something. What? Brand supremacy, right? Stakes on the line, not really, but could be. Still, they want to show which show is superior, which one is worthy of a TV deal. They go back and forth, and we're at a draw. So there's a lot to see going forward with this feud. I am, again, as I said, just excited to see what the future holds. All 4 matches were highly entertaining. The Hardys match, a little underwhelming, but still very, very enjoyable. 3.5 stars. The women's, 4.5 stars. This was so much fun, even with the little goofs and gaffs and mess ups from commentary and announcers and whatnot. Loved it. Love what we got. Ollie, give you 5 stars, baby. Got to. How do you dispute that? I mean, this was so good, and it only makes me want to see more, which is the true stake of a champion. So I am very much so looking forward to this weekend. And then we get into the men's. I'd give that, again, about 3.5 stars. Really good story, really well wrestled, maybe even 3 3/4, close to 4 in that range. But all in all, I'd give this show like an 8.5 out of 10. Makes sense. Round it all up. It was fun, and I really enjoyed myself. We saw the crowd doing the wave. They were raucous and active all night long. They made this feel alive, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. If you've not seen Showdown and you're just listening to the review, please go back and watch it. You will love it. But I'm telling you, I'm curious to see what we get for Bound for Glory now. I mean, we got Slater and Evans. We've got the Inspiration defending their belts, taking on the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. Is the Heather and Ash, former's partner there. So M by Elegance. We have the Call Your Shot 20-person intergender gauntlet. Tessa Blanchard, Gia Miller. The System taking on Order 4 in the 10-person intergender hardcore war. Kalani Jordan, Indy Hartwell for the TNA Knockouts World title. The Hardys versus Team 3D in a tables match for the TNA and the NXT titles, it says. Trick Williams versus Mike Santana for the TNA World title, and Frankie Kazarian versus Steve Macklin for the TNA International Championship. The only people we know so far for the Call Your Shot gauntlets, number 1 is Li Ying Lee, and number 20, Vance Warner, number 23 himself. So interesting to see what we get. Again, predictions for that. Crown Jewel, more news than you guys can handle tomorrow night on Into Somewhere Weekly. Going to be exciting. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us here. Been a hell of a review. I am looking forward to so much content the next few days. Like I said, we've got 2 shows coming out for the State of Wrestling and previews with Spaz Phoenix on the Spaz Phoenix YouTube channel. You can go ahead and check out his info in the description box down below. Thank you again to Cody O'Needy316 for helping out with the review tonight.
Give me a hell yeah!
He was very favorable of it as well. And thank you all for subscribing, helping us get to over 11,000 subscribers. I think we're at like 11,200 at this point, which is incredible. The Raw review hit over 10K the other day. So awesome for that. Just keep...
Let's up those numbers!
That's right. Thank you, Ludwig, for helping us up those numbers. But in the meantime, I hope you all stay sexy, and I will see you all later this week with so much content. Tomorrow, Into Somewhere Weekly. Thursday, we've got more news and the podcast. UCR returns this Friday in the morning. Cup of Java. That's right. Can't have any legal issues with a cup of. So, cup of Java will be. Then we've got the Crown Jewel and Bound for Glory reviews this weekend, as well as the early morning Raw review on Monday. And then we're back to NXT on Tuesday. So, going to be a hell of a week of content. Make sure you tune in, check out the latest shorts and everything else as well. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all stay sexy. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Stand on the street, fighting attention, checking glory in the ring of opinion. NXT rising, TNA staying light. Who's got the